Great panel here, and they've been very well introduced. We've also been told is that we've only got about 20 minutes on this panel, and I've got a pretty elite panel. I would have liked to introduce them once again, but I'm going to move on straight into the topic for discussion, which is an interesting topic. What is a sustainable retail real estate format in VUCA? I'd not heard about this terminology, VUCA, which meant really is volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. And that is how it is being defined today. The markets are in a VUCA. So what is that sustainable model? And we've got two retailers who are representing, and the balance are property real estate consultants. So it'll be interesting to understand your views, and then we'll move on to the real estate part of it. So Vikram, if I can straight dive into it and ask you, how do you think that the consumer behavior is going to change over the next 3 to 5 years, given the young generation which is coming into employment and propensity to go out and buy? Do you think there's going to be a significant difference to what we've seen in the last, say, 3 to 5 years?
So I really think what's called the demonstration effect is only going to increase, meaning the Indian consumer basically through media and the net has got exposed to international lifestyles. He or she wants that better lifestyle, they want more. And also they now have the disposable income, and the same has also happened within the country. And if you were to look at, I'm talking about the tier 1, 2, 3 towns where we have our stores, so we are fairly present there. We see that there is a demonstration effect through media and the net as they look at metro consumers. So basically living better, I think, is going to be important, and there are various categories that I can talk about right away to keep it really short. I think luxury and premium categories, definitely. I think food, we're seeing a lot of that, so there will be gourmet and international food. I think health and beauty products and services, and I think the sustainability, yes. I think natural and eco-sustainable products have started. I mean, looking at a Fab India, etc. I think that is something that we're going to see.
And Vikram, just continuing with that is, we've been hearing on this FDI coming into retail.
Right.
Do you think, it is true that FDI is going to come into retail, or it's a far cry?
Listen, I mean, this is one of the most controversial issues in the retail business today. One thing is clear, those that thought that they could get into retail and hope one day that they would get bought out,
yes,
that I think is a distant dream that's fast fading into oblivion. So I think we'll all now learn to paddle our own canoe and build real businesses, if nothing else.
That's a very, very good point. And that is very true, because it was largely a footprint game and then the valuation game, and that really hasn't happened with particularly the Indian retail fraternity.
That's it.
Mrityunjay, coming to you, I note you're a specialist in e-commerce and you head that business for Bestseller India. And we hear about e-commerce going to overtake the actual retail business and going to impact the brick and mortar part of the business. Tell us a little bit about how e-commerce at a global level is going, and do you think India is ready for e-commerce?
No, absolutely. I mean, if you look at the internet penetration, I mean, which is actually contributing. I mean, I think by 2020, it is expected to be India is going to be second largest in terms of internet connectivity. And just to put the discussion in the right perspective, I mean the US, the size of internet business is about 293 billion, which is about just 4.3% to the total GDP. And China, which is about 113 billion US dollar, which is about 6.7%. India, if you look at, which is about just 0.6 billion, which is less than 0.01%. I see a huge opportunity, because which we have actually looking at the share opportunity, we have started focusing on internet, which has in such a short span of a time now it has actually come to a level as in close to, 2%. Next year, we are going to actually, take it to a, somewhere around, 4.5 to 5%. So I see internet, is definitely, is going to contribute to a large chunk to Indian retail.
Yeah. Well, Sanjay, coming to you and continuing with that thought, if e-commerce is going to threaten brick and mortar, and on one side we are anyway seeing that there is going to be a shortage of good quality malls coming up in India, do you think that the developers will continue to build the malls given e-commerce looks like it may threaten brick and mortar, and given what is happening in their own backyard with huge amount of leverage that is sitting on their balance sheet, and FDI unlikely to come in a hurry, and the Indian retailers' inability to pay the kind of rentals that is required?
So Anuj, considering the fundamentals of the market, in the short term, I definitely see developers struggling to build basically the shopping center and investing in it. I do see this is also an opportunity from investors' point of view, and therefore they will see the long-term prospects and enter this space which is very crowded. And I genuinely believe that, and we must have noticed over the last decade or so, India also happens to have a herd mentality. Everybody jumped into SEZ and IT parks, then they went into hotels, then they went to retail, and then they straight went to resi. And I wouldn't be surprised in next year or so, they will go back to new markets to expand their businesses, and they will also go back to alternate models of sustainable development play in the market. And I think in the short term, mixed use development, which would be able to mitigate the risk and make the retail profitable and value adding will certainly happen in India. And maybe in the long term to medium term, retail will come back, considering the opportunity is still huge.
Yeah. And you mentioned about the investors, and do you believe there are institutional investors who are going to be interested in buying retail malls?
So, I have followed international investors last 6 years, and one of them was Mr. Hans Montner of Simons, based out of London. When I went as a very exciting entrepreneur to offer properties in India, and he said something which shocked me 6 years ago. And he said, Sanjay, I will come to your country. I visit twice a month. I will come to your country 6 to 7 years from now to pick cherries, and you help me pick up the cherries.
Wow.
So this was Hans Montner, global CEO of Simons, one of the biggest. We also see General Growth, now led by Indian, who's also looking at opportunities, but not in the short term. But I think all these players are very mature. They understand what markets like India, Mexico, Brazil would go through initially, and eventually how they will mature and offer opportunities. I think they will come here.
Yeah. And Ketan, instead of cherries, we've had bad apples that we produced. What do you say is the future of some of these bad apples that we have constructed in retail?
I think we have close to about 400 malls, give or take, so-called malls in this country. Fairly, I would say that there are about 50 malls in this country which are doing well and are profitable. So that leaves a gap of about, 350 odd malls, which are A, badly designed, B, sold models, C, multiple ownership and no decision making, D, made by a single developer who basically had just an intention to make a mall and make some huge profit out of it. So basically, there's no serious interest in making that, that mall successful and look at it as a long-term revenue, as opposed to the likes of In-Orbit malls or Phoenix, who are organized players. So these are all. So I think I'll tell you our experience. We do something called mall reorientation, where we take up distressed malls and we put all that is required, from market research to positioning to conceptualization to everything that brand makes, for everything, leasing, marketing, management. We give it all the mix to make it successful, but still it requires a lot of developer patience in terms of revenues, and we've done a few cases, but I think it's a long way to go, and I think But there's a lot of future for this kind of a business in India.
Vivek, in your prior avatar, you worked for India's largest developer, and you worked in the retail real estate team of that developer. Tell us whether the developers really consider this as an asset class which is as important as some of the other asset classes that they are constructing and hence deliver that kind of focus, or it is something which is nice to have?
Well, it started with the herd mentality, as Sanjay said. A lot of developers were building retail developments across the country, so everybody got excited and started building retail developments. Most of them realized by 2007, 2008 that how bad the business can be, and then suddenly reality struck everybody, and everybody wanted to be not building retail developments and focusing on either office or residential developments. I think it's most important what's the vision of the developer. So if you're looking at an annuity business, like you control the most of the pan India or regional developers control office space, I think as a portfolio where there is an opportunity to get the upside from the retailer's business, they are regional developers who are looking at retail business quite seriously, because there is a gap in the market. They're not today there are not enough good malls across the country, so the opportunity is there. I think you need a brave heart and a deep pocket to build retail development, and that's more important, and a lot of patience.
And a lot of passion.
And a lot of patience and passion.
So passion, deep pocket,
Brave heart.
Brave heart.
to do that. And perhaps a lot more intelligence.
Absolutely.
And do you think these developers have become mature enough to understand what this model is?
So they have learned through their mistakes. Some of them were intelligent enough to correct their mistakes. Some of them were intelligent enough to make more money out of the mistake that they made. But I think overall, if you are serious about the retail business, you will follow the basics. So most of the developers I think now are following the basics, which is not selling a retail property, blah blah, and so on. But it's a huge investment for somebody to make. So you have to be absolutely sure of what business you're getting into, and I think it's as difficult as building a hotel, as complicated, difficult building a hotel.
And as complicated running it as well.
Absolutely.